right, here we go. Oh, that's dirty. Whatever. I'm not
Yep.
going to change. Not for the pod.
Not for you, schmucks.
Not for you, gays. we're going to dirt it.
Is there a funnier word than schmuck? And the algorithm doesn't suppress schmuck, I don't think.
Well, they're pro-Palestinian.
Yes, they are.
The pro-Palestinian
But they're
algorithm.
neutral. They're neutral schmucks. They're neutral,
neutral
on schmuck. Yeah.
Do Palestinians say schmuck?
Maybe. I don't know. It might be like I think schmuck is like it. I think you're correct. Jewish word.
Yeah.
But also maybe just like tri-state area in general is the word schmuck.
Well, schmuck is Yiddish.
Schmuck is Yiddish.
Right.
Okay.
But that's like the Jewish version of Ebonics, no?
Maybe.
Am I correct with it? Call us in.
It's possible, yeah.
I think I'm right with this.
Yeah,
That's all Yiddish is Jewish Ebonics.
Yes. So the algorithm will not suppress us for saying schmuck, but they will suppress us if we say that Hamas are schmucks.
I thought you were going to say for shizzle.
For shizzle also could be rappers or could be Jews. It sounds
That's
kind of
true.
similar.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, can you hang out today? No, sorry, I got for shizzle dinner.
Yeah.
Me and 30 of my cousins are coming over for shizzle dinner.
Yeah, that does sound like a holiday.
Yeah.
It happens in August.
A high
Oh, it's
holiday
actually
for-
for sizzle tonight.
I'm at for shizzle. I would love to.
Or else I would, yeah.
I wonder
My
if
new
you-
girlfriend, we're going to her family's house.
Yeah,
It's for shizzle.
the first time I'm meeting them, it's for shizzle. That's great. Yeah, that's exactly correct.
All right, folks. European correspondent of the Happel Hour on this week.
Yep, Rich goes over the pond and he brings me over to discuss it.
That's right. You also are the only... No, Jess Levin went over there.
Oh, over to the Europes.
Oh, went over to the Europes.
Yes.
But, the views aren't great when she's on. So...
So we're going with the most marketable European correspondent that you have.
Well, that's your thing.
I know, it's totally my thing.
That's not her thing.
No, it's not.
It's quite the opposite.
Yes. So what's the itinerary? Where'd you go?
So
Have
I
you
went.
talked about this yet?
Went to Dublin.
Okay, love.
Only Dublin
Okay.
because my work flew me out there
Nice.
for a week.
Okay. A week that's a good amount of
was
time
a lot.
to see
It
a
was a
place.
lot of time.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see too much because I'm in the office from 9 to 5.
Okay.
And then you have a work dinner.
Yeah.
You meet a guy, you kiss him.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
frustrating,
goes
yeah.
on there. It's Europe after all.
Yes.
What a place.
I love Dublin.
Probably my favorite place I've ever been.
Yeah, and I put it up there. I only did like 2 or 3 days there, but vibes after like 6 p.m. Immaculate vibes. Walkability. I don't even know if there's public transport. I think everything is just within walking distance.
The bus was the big thing. People kept saying, take the bus. I was
Take
like,
the bus.
My company's paying for Ubers. I'm not poor.
Yes.
So I took Ubers.
So that's like you could walk and obviously
You
this
could.
This is just most like European or a bunch of European cities. The reasons that you like it is you can walk around, but the vibes for Dublin vibes were like really high when I was there, and just like stay out. Like people are friendly. Oh, American, come on over, sit at our table. Like that happened like 3 or 4 times. We became like real good friends with like a bouncer. Where does that happen?
Where?
Do you
remember the place?
I can't remember.
I went to every bar in Temple Bar.
Yeah. I cannot remember
Call
the
us
bouncer's
in
name.
if you're that bouncer.
Yeah. He was funny. He knows who he is. But that's not a positive interaction. Like becoming friends with a bouncer. That's a Dublin.
Only in Ireland.
Only in Ireland.
Only
yeah.
the nicest people in the world.
Yes.
What a place.
And that's your experience as well. Were people coming up to you? They catch the accent. They're like, ho.
Not so. Honestly, a lot of Americans when I was there.
Okay.
A lot of Americans.
Yep.
Walk in first night. I'm staying in Herbert Park Hotel.
Okay.
Which-
That's like is that like the big park? There's like a big park.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it's the big park.
I stayed very close to it. And this is what I like about a place.
Fill me in.
It's small enough that you can be like, oh, did you go to that bar? Oh, you mean 1 of 5? Yeah, I went there. Like you can wrap your head around Dublin in a week.
Yeah, it's a small enough city.
Yeah.
Well, I'll drop this pub in your ass.
Yeah.
The Bridge.
Okay.
That do anything for you?
No, but there's that river. You see, this is what I love about Dublin is small enough that you
Falls
can,
Bridge.
It's like, hey, did you go to the bridge? Oh, you mean the one by the river? Like it's small enough that everything is catalogable, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Balls Bridge, it's called.
Okay. No, I'm not familiar.
Well, there's also the bridge, the original Dublin Bridge.
Okay.
I don't know if that's... Oh, the Halfpenny Bridge is what it's called.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Made by Vikings.
Okay.
Know
Lot of
that?
fun. Nope. Didn't
How
know
about
it.
that?
I don't know a lot. I was only there for like a couple days. So my love of Dublin is just from vibes for 2 days, like 2 or 3 days.
You got to spend more.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 days.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, what did you get? What did you get up to?
I mean, damn, we were
All over?
hopping. First night, we go to the bridge. It's my local pub.
Yeah.
Local pub bridge. We go there.
Local pub bridge.
Right by Balls Bridge, which I laughed at every time I saw the sign. And
I know the rich apple left it.
and now I'm with coworkers, so I can't be like, that's ridiculous, huh?
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm just chuckling to myself like a psychopath. But we
Yeah.
go there, walking the Balls Bridge. Who's sitting right there, Dan?
Who?
Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra.
Nick Jonas.
NJ and PC.
Jersey
Richards.
boy. Jersey boy.
Jersey boy.
Jersey boy. Wyckoff,
right.
New Jersey.
Wyckoff.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. What's
That's the town.
I know, but anything of note?
No, but there's a joke like Wyckoff when you can sneeze. Highbrow stuff.
We went open with it.
Yeah.
But
I'd bury that in the set. You know, maybe put some stronger stuff before it and after.
right. Throw it out there, see what happens. You know, do it at Stress Factory at Bananas. But
The most measured feedback you could give is like, yeah, I think it's got something. I mean, I would put good material before it and after it.
Around the
you-
whole thing.
You could say about everything. You could say about literally everything. It's like, oh yeah, no. If you put something funny before and after it, or maybe something funny in the middle of the thing that you're trying to make work, then I think that works.
stretch it out a little bit. Yeah, you know, maybe put a couple more jokes into that. You know, you could really. There's a lot of meat on the bone on that
Oh
one.
my god, I've stopped giving feedback. I'll just see.
I don't.
I can't.
I don't like enough
Yeah.
people enough. to help.
So Nick Jonas is just sitting there like a rego dude,
Like a reg.
like a regular man.
Priyanka, big sunglasses. I was like, babe, come on, we're at the bridge.
Okay, come on.
on.
How you can't see anything? You can't see anything with those big sunglasses.
No.
Let alone the bridge.
Well, along the bridge.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Waved to him. He didn't wave back. Probably didn't see me.
Yeah, classic.
Classic NJ.
Well, did you know NJ's partially blind? So that makes sense.
Is that true?
No, but I wanted to make you feel better.
I
He
thought
didn't
maybe
see
it
you
was-
because he's partially blind.
That would have made me feel so much better.
Yeah.
I assumed it was the diabetes.
Yeah. Nick Jonas says, I'm blind diabetes.
Yeah, I was with a bunch of people I work with. I'm like, he probably just did it.
The diabetes. Diabetes that's so bad it makes your vision go. That's probably what he's got.
Probably what happened there.
Yeah.
Also, the food in Ireland is terrible. The stereotype is real.
English as well. English bar food is, say what you will about American bar food.
And I will.
And you will. Wings, it's really hard to fuck up wings. Wings are, okay, in America.
You're touching
though.
on something here.
Yeah, I think American bar food, the burger's always going to be pretty good. It's going to be $16 or it's going to be
Same thing
$8.
as over there.
Yeah. Wings are a staple in American bar culture that you can't really get elsewhere. Nowhere else does wings. My wife is Australian. Every chance she gets wings.
Really?
Yeah, they
That's
don't.
a thing.
In America, she loves the wings, but I think pound for pound, American bar food, top 5 in the world.
Out of every ethnicity. Wait. Can you dig into that a little bit more for me?
Like bar food, you go to a bar, like an American bar burger. I think the floor is very low.
Okay, you don't mean as a
the floor is very high. Like I think an American bar burger is like very rarely you could be like, oh my god, I wasted so much money. Whereas in England bar food, you could be like, none of this is edible.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
I think it's like more. I think American bar food more consistent.
What I will say with the food, like the burgers were good. It's just that's really your only option.
Yes.
Or fish and chips.
Yeah. And fish and chips. How do you feel about it?
It was very good.
Okay.
I like a little more diversity in my menus.
Yes.
You know, not my demographics, but my menus.
Yes. Keep them where I can't see them, but they have to have their hands all over the food.
Please.
Yes.
I can't see a white make the food, but I only want white food. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with
Yes.
this. But, yeah, so it's basically the same thing everywhere. You get that. They had pork belly bites at this place, the Bridge. Probably the
love
best thing
pork
I had
belly.
in all of Ireland.
Yeah. They do a good
But-
pork belly.
You told me about the wings. Dan, some kid I worked with before I went there, was like, you got to go to Elephant Castle.
Okay.
Or Elephant and the Castle. Something like that. Call us in, folks, if you
Yeah.
remember the exact name. So I go there.
Yes.
My room wasn't ready, so I just went over there originally.
And the
Wait
Elephant
for my
Castle.
room.
Yep.
Went to the Elephant Castle in Temple Bar District.
Mm-hmm.
I walk in. I ordered the wings. Some of the best wings of my life.
Wow.
But I look up. The original one's in the West Village.
Yeah.
Has a big map of New York.
Okay, that's
and I was
very
like,
funny.
why is that there? And they were like, oh, because this started in New York. And I was like, fuck. This is my first taste of Dublin. It's a place I could have went to 20 minutes away.
That's a really funny, like, first, like, fresh off of the plane. Oh, I gotta get the sights and sounds. And you go to a place that, like, you wouldn't even go to in America. You wouldn't even go to in New York.
I walked past it a million times. It's right by the cellar. I walked past it a million times.
Yeah, that's very funny.
But I had my first Guinness.
Guinness is that's the first Guinness ever.
Irish Guinness.
Irish Guinness, okay.
And then I had one last night to compare.
Yeah.
I still have the taste in my mouth.
Oh, that's true. As like, if you don't, that's a good reason to not brush your teeth on the way home. It's like, hang on, I got this Guinness taste in my mouth.
And I came back Sunday.
I got to
brush my teeth the whole time. I'm like, I still have it.
That's the only true taste test.
It's substantially better there. You're like,
Okay.
how much better can it be?
Yeah.
It's that much better in Ireland.
I did a bunch of Guinnesses, but it was just from like dive bars and
In Ireland.
in Ireland. Didn't really notice like a huge diff.
Really?
Yeah, I like a Guinness pretty much everywhere. But getting Guinness in Ireland, I was like, this is now a beer that I will drink, and it's entered my like top 5 beer
It's in your
rotation.
rotation.
Yeah.
Very good.
And just also like I feel like a Guinness is just like a good beer.
It's a good. There is an amazing beer.
Yeah.
Here it's a good beer.
Yes.
I am certified now to pour a Guinness.
Okay.
I don't want to brag.
Yeah.
I am certified.
There was we were at a bar in like my hometown, and it was like we rented out like a back room or whatever, and we ordered so many Guinnesses throughout the night that there was one point when the bartender was like, "What do you guys want?" And we were like, "Can we just get another round?" And the process, she rolled her eyes, like, order anything else, because the fucking pour and then the wait and then the pour again, like she was gonna
I'm
lose
aware
her
of the
fucking
process.
mind. Yeah.
I'm aware. Talking to a certified
Yeah. So what is
pourer
it?
here.
Pour.
Pour 75% of the glass.
Okay.
At a 45-degree angle.
And then you just got to sit and wait, right?
60 to 80 seconds.
Oh my God, that's brutal.
And then you got to push the handle forward for less nitrous.
push the handle forward for less nitrous.
Yes.
Okay.
To get it to the rest. And I will say the bar I went to last night did not do that. And I went to the bartender and was like, excuse me, certified pourer.
You show your badge?
I showed my badge. I pulled the badge.
Freeze. And they're like, oh, thank God you're not fucking the health inspector, because we wouldn't pass. But Guinness, we can work with that.
Also, something I learned, because there's an old rumor I heard my whole life.
Yep.
Allegedly, they say Guinness goes around to all pubs to confirm, like, you're cleaning the pipes and, saying your Hail Marys. Apparently, they don't do that.
That's that would be like a huge expense.
Expense.
What's the payoff? Like one person going, it's authentic.
Right.
Like that's the only payoff that you would get.
Not
versus like thousands of dollars of like, we got to redo the pipes because they're not Guinness pipes.
Right. There's one guy that walks around all Dublin every year.
Yeah.
Or once a day. I don't know how often he does it. He's not real. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
John O'Keefe told me. Shout out John O'Keefe, dude. Hell of an Irish comic.
Hell of an Irish comic.
Yep. Craig Moran, hell of a dude. Damo.
Dude.
I told Damo you said sup.
I said, what's up to Damo? Australian. But
he made it sound like you were long lost brothers. I was like, I think he did like 1 or 2 sets here. But he made it sound like you guys were best friends.
We hung out.
He's a genuinely very good person.
Very good person.
And funny.
The club is very cool. Craig.
Unbelievable club.
It's still it's like in a very poppin' bar, and then you go off to the side, right?
It was one of the most confusing bars I've ever been to in my life. It's like a regular pub downstairs, and you walk upstairs, and at least the first night I did it, I later learned, it was like they had like a Slipknot cover band there. So it was like a bunch of like punk rock looking people. A lot of pale white queens there.
Yeah.
Right up my alley, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there's no way I get it.
Yeah, big-titted goths.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of questionable ages.
Yeah, that's the thing about goth. Kind of, it could be
Europe,
15, could be 35.
Just Europe in general.
Yeah.
I was like, how old is anyone here?
Yeah, because they're like, oh, we just graduated the uni. And it's like, is that high school?
Yeah, what
or
the
is that
fuck
college?
is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just graduated college. What does that mean? How old are you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good spot. Crowds there are real cool. And
Unbelievable crowds.
I'm such a big fan of comedy clubs that are near happening areas. The vibe for people there it's always better if people are unsure walking into a comedy place of like, oh, what is this? Is it the Petco or is it this door right here in the strip mall? They're gonna come in like, ooh, like what? But if you're at a bar that's already fucking popping, they go in, they're like, okay, this is popping. Let me go into now we're in. Or you're like in an area of like a strip that's like really Austin is like where Mothership is.
Street,
Is I mean, you walk down it and you're like, oh yeah, I'll go see a show here because everything else looks like the vibes are great because everybody's having a good time.
Well, in Dublin, in that Temple Bar area, there's 9 shows on Wednesday nights that you could do.
What?
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
I walked into a place thinking it was the original spot I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, no, they have this on Tuesdays. You have to go around the corner, solve a riddle. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, how many shows are there? They're like, on Wednesday nights, 9 shows. I was like, dude,
9
you guys are crushing
shows.
it.
That is insane.
Good for you guys.
Yeah, it's a small-ish scene too.
Smallish scene. Solid comics, very supportive of each other.
A lot of tourists.
Dude, half the crowds are American.
Yeah, a lot of tourists. I saw that one guy it was like, I think like 2 or 3 guys back to back just doing like specifically impersonations of just different European places. And I was like, I'm going to bottle that, bring it home.
You sent them a cease and desist.
Yeah. Hey, no,
You're like, please don't.
Yeah, please don't do that. But yeah, I think it sounds like we had similar experiences in Dublin, which was just like very little downside.
There was no the food.
The bar food is bad.
Just the food. The food is good. It's just there's 3 items.
Yeah, and this is something that England and London do real good is like incredible Thai. Like incredible. Unbelievable not food from there.
Yeah.
There was this place I went to in fucking London that was a to-go like sushi place. Like carry out sushi building. Like
whole building for carry out
brick
sushi?
and mortar. Hey, come in. Type in the sushi that you want on the like Burger King kiosk thing, and then just like really good sushi came out. I was like, to go sushi.
It's fantastic.
I feel like it would just like clean up in New York and like it's it's almost like fast food sushi. Like the speed is fast food.
I don't think people would trust it here.
I know, maybe.
That's what I think the downside.
Because sushi, sushi here, like you can go to an there's this barrier between like good sushi is like, oh, you have to sit down or you deliver it. Even the delivery is not like a brick and mortar good sushi place that's like real quick. I feel like it could take off here. The Londonese are doing it well.
Is that what they're called, Londonese?
Londonese, yeah.
There's no way they're called Londonese.
No shot. Zero shot.
No.
Yeah.
You gays know.
Yeah.
But one thing that really threw me off originally, you go to the pub. Not originally because it was one of my last days.
Yeah.
But it's just popping in my head now. We're at the pub. It's Friday. We just finished work at noon. So we walked across the street and went to the bridge.
Yep.
Bridge opens at noon.
This is the
so
bar.
So it's us.
Yeah.
Couple lads.
Lads
were out.
Get in, lads.
The lads were out, dude.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of high school kids came in.
Yep.
Were drinking beers.
Nice.
And then they went back to school. And we got to know the waiter, bartender a good amount at this point. We were like, are kids drinking beers and going to school? And he looked at us like, yeah.
Oh,
asshole.
my God. That's amazing.
He's like, you could do that here. And I was like, oh, this is why we have to keep winning wars for you guys.
Yeah. They're not going to. Oh, it's a mobilization. Like, everyone's going to be like, hey, mobilization day. We're getting invaded by Russia. Like, if any time past 12, it sounds like, if you want to invade Dublin, there's no real pushback.
No one's working.
Yeah.
No one works in the whole city.
Yep.
Every bar is full from open to close.
Yes.
And every place is a bar.
Yes. And you can walk from bar to bar. That's huge.
And there's bars next to each other.
But there's something. Here's the thing about it is like that sounds like in Austin, 6th Street, famous go out place. It's where like
we know we love it.
The big comedy boom that's occurring like post COVID. It's happening on 6th Street.
Yes,
in Austin. That's where Joe Rogan's club opened.
That's the HQ.
Yeah, that place probably has like, let's do some like math. Probably as many bars per square mile as places in Dublin.
I don't know about that, but it has a lot.
Yeah. So, okay. So maybe
Dublin's the most I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. So let's say that Dublin has the most bars per square mile. Austin has like, that street has like way less. However, Austin feels like a rowdy Mad Max. Like it's just on the verge of becoming Mad Max at any point.
Yes.
You have cops on horses with the biggest guns you've ever seen in your life. And
Damn
they're
right,
all
dude.
just like, it feels like in Austin on the wrong night, it could be like, oh wait, don't go outside. There's a full riot.
Yes.
Dublin, I never felt like, oh my God, this is gonna get like out of like what is the? It's so many more drunk people, but the danger, and this is not like a gun thing. It's just like a vibe thing.
You're 1,000% on board.
And
on track with this.
and probably like Bourbon Street similar. Like, oh my God, this is crazy, but I need to like watch my wallet and like where are my friends? Like,
Yes.
There's that danger that I'd never felt in Dublin. If I blacked out, I feel like I would wake up with my wallet and keys and phone.
Right.
in
With
Dublin.
a pillow under your head.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So that it's tough to describe, but I think like they're drinking a ton. The kids are drinking and going to school, and it doesn't tip into unsafe somehow.
No, it's
Publicly unsafe.
It's not unsafe, but it is unproductive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Whereas Americans, we're so efficient that we like drink, blackout, wake up, back to work.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
You described my week.
Yeah. So that's probably, I think Europeans are like, well, it's like lays and drink
also,
the same amount, but over 13 hours and then would nap and then drink again.
I will say I didn't black out at all. I didn't really feel that drunk while I was there.
Guinness,
and I woke up with no hangover.
I think Guinness is a great beer for that specific thing. Like you can drink the whole night.
Oh my God.
And it doesn't, it's the amount of drunk where you're like, oh, I don't have to, like double up on it. Like it's a good cruising altitude drunk is Guinness.
It's fantastic. It's the snorkeling of drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Guinness.
You're just like kind of lazing about. It doesn't like fuck up your esophagus really. Like it's not like overly acidic.
I mean, I didn't have any water for the whole week.
Yeah.
Because I will say, what was coming out of my body was just pure black sludge.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Which-
and a downside to drinking nothing but Guinness.
But also the food, just exclusively
Yeah.
fried versions of meats and potatoes.
And Guinness dumps, there's no mistaking it. That's a dump. That's a Guinness
I was
dump.
very aware
Yeah.
of the culprit.
It's a 1-to-1 of like, I just dumped, what could that be? Guinness.
Yeah,
There's not even a gap. What could that? It's Guinness.
I know.
Yeah.
Also, one thing, the most beautiful girl in my life there,
Yep.
Emma.
Okay.
Ironically, my ex's name.
That's falling in love.
Happened several times while I was there.
Oh yes.
But with this lass, she works for Irish Beef,
Okay.
like an association, like the Irish Beef
The Irish Beef. It's like an association
of Ireland.
of Ireland. Okay.
Yeah, it's like something with the government and beef.
Okay.
So me and my colleague Pete, shout out Pete Abbott, dude. He came to a few shows. The king himself.
Nice.
We were chatting
That
around.
must have been great for your coworkers to be like, oh my God, look at this internationally performing stand-up comedian. Look at that.
Yeah, I try not to. Well, like my first shows were this first night. We were
Yeah.
there and we had a big dinner.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I can't go, and it's just easier if I tell you. Because you're gonna be like, why can't you go to this dinner? I was like, I'll just tell you. It's gonna be easier if I just say this.
I do the stand-up.
And they're like, no, you don't. Okay.
Not only do I do that, but I have a podcast of a very specific group of people.
That's right. And shout out to you. Keep subscribing.
We fucking love.
We love you.
We love you guys.
Where was I going? They came to the shows. Where was I going? I also didn't sleep much last night because, you know what I hate?
Let's
I
hear
have
it.
to share one thing I hate.
Mhm.
When someone tells you, why don't you come to this party with me?
Yep.
And you're like, I mean, I have nothing else to do. So you go, and you're like, I don't think this is going to be a party. And you show up, and it's not a party.
Yeah. What's your
hate
definition of a party? It's just like a hang, a kickback?
It's not even a kickback.
Oh, God.
I was told, Simon, we know Simon. He's been on the pod.
Yeah.
Stone Street Comedy Club.
And he's a wild card in a way that, like, okay, let's see what you've got.
Maybe it, right. You
let's
never recommended an outing.
Yeah.
But it's because his lady was at a bridal, not bridal shower, like an engagement party.
Okay.
And I was like, that's not a part, like, that's its own separate thing. I don't know if we should go. He's like, nah, it's going to be a good time. It was in this private room we couldn't get to at fucking, at some fucking bar in Midtown.
That's a tough one.
Like,
no plan B there.
Clinton Hall in Midtown.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I didn't have to stay out till 11 because I got to go to the gym at 4:30 a.m., so I'm tired.
You get to?
I got to.
You gotta? Why?
I got to. It's the only time I have during the day.
Oh, okay.
You know? Because then I got to do this, and I got shows, and I have a real job, and...
4 a.m. I haven't done anything. Flights, that would probably be the only thing I've woken up like that early for.
No, dude, come
in the
with
past,
me.
like 2 or 3 years.
Come with me. Crunch, 83rd Street. I'm there every day, 5 a.m.
There's no way I would even be able to, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd get there once. I'd be able to get there once.
That's the European in you.
Yeah.
You spend a little too much time there.
I think so. I've only been like twice. People freak out about it.
To Europe?
Yeah, I've only been like I've been to Madrid, I've been to Berlin, I've been to Dublin, Paris. Okay, I guess I've been there more times, and then London a bunch. Been London a couple times. Yeah, 5 or so.
Couple times.
Yeah, Amsterdam. I went to Amsterdam.
We might do a London excursion, me and Patel. If you're
Yeah. I can give you some recs. Give you some recommendations
if you want to come through.
I got to go back. I got people, the European audiences. How about this? More prude sexually, I think, than American audiences.
Interesting.
Did you think that?
No. I was also very much in my own head trying to convert measurements I had in jokes.
Oh, God. Is there anything worse?
If I do my joke about being fat, I'm like, I used to weigh 320 pounds.
Oh,
and then in my head, I was like, that's 145 kilos, I think, roughly, divided by 2.2. I don't know.
I had a joke about somebody that was 7'5", and I was like, 2.5 meters? And then you have no confidence in the conversion. So you're talking into a microphone. You're like, 2.2. This guy was 2.2 meters tall. And then you like wait and see if like it's just so converting American measurements to European measurements, specifically in a joke when everything needs to be like syllable perfect, is so fucking annoying.
And also things you don't think are American, but then midway through the joke you realize are American.
Oh, that's the worst.
That happened.
Where the fuck was I? No, I think it was like because in New York we perform in front of so many internationals. And I think it was like, it might have been a show at your place or somewhere else. And I was like, and I knew 100% that there's no Americans in the crowd. It's entirely foreigners. And I did a DUI joke. And I'm like, fucking God damn it. That you don't know what a DUI is.
I know.
It's probably three different letters in every place on earth.
I didn't do my Billy Joel joke not because they don't know what DWI is, because I didn't know if that existed in Ireland.
You would have to give so much context. Like, oh yeah, where I come from, it is illegal.
You can't do any of this.
To drive drunk.
But fucking Irish parking, you could park however you want on the street. That's insane.
London too. So in London, Bristol was where my wife lived for a while. So I visited there.
They have a soccer team.
Bristol?
Call us in.
Maybe, yeah.
I think they do. I played a lot of FIFA.
But similar to what you're saying. And so what does that mean? It means on a one-way street, on a two-way street, left, right, you can park on either side. So you have cars facing different ways.
It's crazy.
And I think one of my wife's friends tried to do that in San Diego and got like a $200 ticket.
As you should.
For parking the wrong direction.
We live in a society.
Yeah.
Just go along with everything.
Yeah.
There's also no street lines.
Yep.
people are driving. Like, now I understand why when you see, like, in India, all those traffic.
Yeah.
People are just going around each other. Yeah, just put some fucking lines down.
Yeah.
We could easily figure this out.
Yeah, it's a lot of bikes in Europe. I like that. I just like.
Dublin wasn't that many bikes. I thought I was going to see more bikes.
Yeah, I was in Amsterdam this year.
That's a lot of bikes.
A lot of bikes. Amsterdam might be the prettiest city I've ever seen.
Okay.
Maybe. Paris. I've been
More
to
in
Paris.
Chattanooga?
More than Chattanooga. Okay. So Europeans do cities correctly.
Interesting.
I don't think they do. I think their hit rate for cities is higher.
Gotcha.
Paris is unforgettable. Amsterdam is unforgettable. London is unforgettable. Dublin is unforgettable. So like Madrid, also so every city, there's just more diversity. But America, we do a bunch of things right. We do the suburbs right.
We do freedom right.
We do freedom right. But cities, I was in Phoenix, and if like
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, but so the hit rate for American cities is 10% of American cities are really fucking like you go there and you're like, oh, I could see myself living here.
Well, the ones that were founded by Europeans.
Exactly. I think, dude, New York, and you had a joke that I told you I liked, and I've told other people about it, which is in New York you learn a lot about the world and nothing about America.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
New York is a European city.
Right.
It's got parks that make sense. Public transport is real good, but it's an American city because of the fucking Mad Max homeless and mentally unstable people that will just show up and start spitting on the face of every person on the subway, which I saw.
I got a question about the homeless.
Yes.
Yeah, American versus European as the European correspondent.
Yes.
In America, I understand why we have homeless because of how capitalistic it is, mental illness, drug addiction.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yes.
I saw a few homeless people in Dublin. How do you end up? It's essentially socialism, and you still ended up homeless.
Yeah, I wonder what, okay, and then this is also I'm not knowledgeable about rates of homelessness. We're
not a facts podcast.
There's a ton of context that even my wife's mom is visiting, and she was
right now.
Yeah, she's here right now.
How's that going?
Really good.
Ooh.
Yeah, they have a very special relationship, and it's beautiful.
Staying with you?
Beautiful to watch. Yeah, we got a extra bedroom. We had a two bedroom for just such an occasion.
Well, yeah, she's got to stay here for 6 months or something.
Yeah, just to make it worth it.
Right.
So she was like, wasn't homelessness not as bad under Giuliani? And I was like, maybe. What are the rates? You know what I mean?
And then your dad jumps into the apartment.
Oh my god!
I didn't even know you were in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He's like, "You goddamn right, Giuliani saved the
Giuliani
city."
cleaned it up. Giuliani cleaned it up. So I don't know any of that shit, but I'd say, first of all, you make a good point of and I've heard other comics do jokes about white homeless people is how you've all of the advantages you've been given and you still are homeless. So I gun to my head, I would say there's more homeless people in New York than per capita or per square mile, however you want to measure it.
Of course.
Than most European cities.
No, of course.
Yes. I think it's just public investment in mental health, which is pretty much non-existent in America. If you were to start right now and be okay, go try and see a therapist.
Yeah, I'm not gay.
Yeah, where do you even start? You have to come out to your family. You have to come out to your grandparents. You have to explain to them I'm gay, and then you can seek therapy.
It's true.
There's so many barriers to therapy.
I know, even with insurance.
Yeah, now you got to go to your insurance company, and they're like,
tell them you're gay.
Prove it, and you're like, prove it. What do I pay all this money for? Now I got to prove that I'm gay to you?
Then you got to smooch all the guys
you
at
the
smooch
every guy
company.
in the office at the insurance guy.
I know. That's why I keep switching carriers.
Just to get more guys to smooch. I've been around the block here.
It's
time
my
to
third
switch.
time with United.
I can't kiss Dave again, man.
That's why there's Blue Cross in each state.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So yeah, I don't know how you become homeless in Europe. That's a fascinating life story. It's dude, you could go to any hospital and and the public option is like not great.
No.
But that's like in London and the UK, they're constantly the NHS, the National Health, whatever. That's their public option, and they're just like always like fucking waiting on lines. Can you believe it? And it's like, you want to know the alternative? Is I saw a guy almost shit on my wife in the subway. Like that's that's the alternative. I didn't see it. My wife told me about it, but like that's the difference, and that's something that's like missing in all of these like kind of like boomer arguments of like, oh, the NHS and all these public options are like terrible, or oh, good luck going to Canada because you'd wait on a line. It's like, you want to know the fucking alternative is go on the subway in New York at 11 p.m. and that's the alternative. Would you be cool with waiting a little while for services, but you know that they're there, or we just release all the crazies out in Mad Max style?
We got to figure out what we were doing with them in the 70s, 80s.
I think it was like publicly run like mental health and like asylums.
And then what did they turn into? Condos? What happened to those?
Exactly. When did they kick out all of the... I also like the idea that like all these crazies are like 70 years old. They've just been like, they were in an asylum and then they got like kicked out. I mean, it might just be like...
You don't really see an old crazy.
No, I don't think they're
relatively young, for the most part.
Yeah, relatively young. I like the idea of like so there used to be like insane asylums and now there's not. What are they? Probably pickleball courts.
That's what they are.
Yeah. Have you noticed with the increase in pickleball, increase in homeless schizophrenics? And it's because they have nowhere to sleep. It's because every surface in New York is becoming pickleball court.
That's right. You can't sleep in the kitchen. You can't stay there.
No. Yeah. So I think that might be it. I think we solved it.
Maybe that's it. Maybe homeless are just such big fans of pickleball, they respect the rules.
Yes. People say like abolish ICE, abolish the police, abolish pickleball.
Let the homeless people. We could all agree on.
Yeah, let the homeless people back to wherever they were sleeping. Because back in my day, no pickleball, no homeless on the streets.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Obama.
You connect the dots if you want.
One thing I noticed in Europe as well.
Yep.
And by Europe, I mean the one city I visited.
But there's a lot of you can generalize. You go to one European city.
You gone to them all. You can generalize the whites, folks.
Yeah. It's fun to generalize the whites.
I'm a big fan.
Yes.
No one was wearing AirPods. I felt like I was the only guy walking around with AirPods in.
This is interesting. Maybe. I don't know.
I think
podcasting people like stand-up, jazz, American art forms. Podcasting, maybe. Look at the top 10. Top 10 in the world.
Oh, pretty much good at everything else. All right, we're better at podcasting, jazz, baseball, football, American football, that is.
I think in London in Dublin there's probably no good podcasters because you need like some sobriety to like plan an episode. Like can you podcast drunk? Maybe.
I've done it several times.
But maybe like every podcast in Dublin would just be like, so you can't even tell the difference between like, is this a sports podcast? Is this a podcast about politics?
This is a fantastic point you're making, Dan, because I thought about this while I was at Seymour's, I believe it's called, on Baggett Street.
Okay.
Or Sycamores, something like that.
Yeah. In Dublin or in New York?
In Dublin.
Okay.
Baggett Street, which I was like, that's a fun name too.
What, do all my exes live here?
Oh, she wasn't there. I checked. But I feel like Dublin, and I will generalize Ireland as a whole.
I'll allow it.
It's a nation of podcasters.
Yeah?
Every place is just a podcast studio.
Okay.
Everyone is having their own individual podcast.
Yes.
They know how to hold a conversation. They know how to tell a story.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
There's no ad reads.
No. Every bar that you go into is kind of... Like, Americans doing podcasts is just trying to replicate, like, community.
Pub culture.
Yeah, pub culture. That's exactly
That's all it is.
Yes. That's exactly right. What is the Joe Rogan experience if not...
That's an Irish pub.
That's an Irish pub. Yeah, I think that's it.
That was one big takeaway I had.
Yes.
From Ireland. With the AirPods. I'm trying to think what else I realized. I saw Nick Jonas.
Yep.
It's really cool. A
Drinking's
session.
fun.
You catch a session?
What's a session?
Live music.
Okay. How do they handle it? Are they any good?
Unbelievable. We did realize by the end of the time there, we were like, oh, everyone has the same playlist.
Yeah.
They all kind of play the same songs at every bar.
Yeah, it was probably one of the dumbest American things I've ever done in my life. It was at a bar in New Zealand.
This is fun. Auckland?
No, there's North Island and South Island.
Of course.
I think I was on the South Island, so I think the city there is
50-50 chance.
Queenstown.
Sure.
And then Hobbittown, I think, is on the North Island, which they...
Hobbit? What's it called?
Hobbittown.
Okay.
The place where they...
Did they name it after the Lord of the Rings?
How about this? They filmed... all the Lord of the Rings are filmed in New Zealand. They built Hobbittown, which is just like the set for the Hobbits in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Right.
Tear it down.
Of course.
And then they were like, fuck. We could have made this a tourist. And then they just built it again. And they were like, okay, now it's Hobbit Town.
Fun.
Yeah. In New Zealand, which was like, I was 22. So like really, and just drinking a bunch.
Of course.
I go up to the guy who's the guitar player at this bar in New Zealand. He's wearing a Foo Fighters shirt.
Sick.
And I was like, bro, you've heard of the Foo Fighters?
Oh,
didn't realize the global... that's a thing that's everybody like, it's apparent. Like America's #1 export is popular culture.
You're fucking damn right.
And weapons.
And winning wars.
So like I was like, how the fuck could a guy in New Zealand have heard of the Foo Fighters? Which like the internet, the same way that we heard of the Foo Fighters. But even like I was at a bar in like Australia, and I was with a guy who was from Georgia, and
the state, not the country.
The state, not the country. And we were in a bar in Australia near the Great Barrier Reef, and this guy walks by with an Atlanta Braves hat on, and my friend who was from Georgia was like, "Oh, Atlanta Braves! I'm from Atlanta." And he's like, "What?" I was like, "The Braves, the hat." And he's like, "Oh, is that? Oh."
My name's Andrew.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I just like the tomahawk or whatever. So like that is in Australia too. Just like American baseball teams, I fucking love wearing. Like it's everywhere.
A lot of Yankee hats in Dublin.
Yes, Yankee hats, LA Dodgers hats.
Yeah, a good amount of Dodgers hats.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I haven't like. Would you watch? If I fucking paid you, I don't think you could make it through a game. I don't think any of you fuckers could make it through a game.
I watched a cricket game at Trinity College when I was there. Fucking sucked.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Sucked.
Feeling, learning a new sport, like trying to learn the rules of cricket, it's close to the dumbest I've ever felt in my life.
Because it's a dumb game.
Yes.
We were watching it at one of the pubs. No big deal. Watching a little cricket. And we were like, how is it 206 to 18?
Yeah.
How are you doing this?
Yes.
That's why the games take 7 days.
Yes. Cricket is fascinating. I don't even know if like maybe it'd be fun to go to. It seems like you'd just be drunk for 7 days.
That's what it seems the goal is.
Yes.
They take a tea break.
That's hysterical.
It's like, well, I didn't know you can only be a Democrat and play this.
Yes.
Taking a tea break.
What I would love to see a tea break in American football.
Well, that's halftime.
Yes. But just the tea as a, I wonder, they can't, there's no way they actually are like, all right, get the tea bags out. It's tea, like, we're doing the tea break.
I think there's we have a water boy, they have a tea boy.
Yeah.
Or tea lass.
Tea lass.
Tea lass, tea lad.
How about this? American, and I think it's like other sports too. I am proposing a new American let's go. The phrase let's go, let's fucking go. Like I've been watching a lot of sports lately. You see really no variety. You see no variety in the, hey, like let's go. Like a dude does a good thing. Let's go. Let's go. The if you want to switch it up and you're an American, I think get in lads is I love saying that. Get in lads.
No.
Get in lads. Because it's like, where are we going? That's fun. confusing. Psych out your opponents, maybe. If you're an athlete and listen to this, try it. Give me a get in, lads.
There's some things that should just stay there.
Let's go.
That's American.
We need a new one, though. I feel like it's just been like, how many? Everything is let's go.
Everything's let's go. One thing I wanted to bring back, but I didn't have enough in my baggage. Good man.
Good man. What's that?
So like, if I was like, oh, Dan, how was the set last night? You go, well, I crushed, did 45, and I murdered the whole time. I'd be like, good man.
Good man.
All right.
Good man. I like that. Yeah.
I like that. I was like, I might take that.
Good man. There's some fun Australian phrases. How you going? Like, how are you doing?
Okay.
How you going?
How you going?
That's a fun one. There's cutting your lunch, which is if you had a girlfriend and I banged her, then you could say, hey, Dan, stop cutting my lunch.
They have a phrase for that.
Stop cheating on, stop fucking my girlfriend.
It's so common. They're like,
yeah, it's like,
we got to come up with a phrase for this.
This is such an epidemic.
Bringing this up all the time.
Or it might have been a guy, it just happened to him 6 times. He's like, there's got to be a phrase that I'm trying to talk to my wife about not banging all of my friends, but there's no phrase. It's just too many words.
And you keep interrupting my lunch.
Why? Every time.
Exclusively during the day.
At noon. No dinner?
Cutting yeah.
You're cutting my dinner? You're cutting my lunch? I remember talking to Jason Chatfield about that. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
Australian.
I recently saw him pop up on my Facebook.
Oh, interesting. I feel like he's big on Facebook.
Well, now that we're name dropping.
Yes.
Let's switch over to the page.
Let's switch over to the page.
We're going to switch over to the page,
We're going to see over to the page.
Meet us over there.